this. Okay. Whew. What it do? Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Labor Day. For all of you guys who have labored. Okay. Even for some of y'all who haven't labored. Okay. Happy Labor Day. Okay. Some of y'all be at home keeping it together. So happy Labor Day. Whew. So I'm going to give y'all a chance to go on and get up in here. Thank y'all for being here with me today. Okay. So if this is your first time here, thank you for being here. Please follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Show your support. I promise you will not walk away empty-handed or without any good information. So make sure you stay tuned. I'm waiting for a couple people to get in here. Give y'all a couple minutes. Did anybody barbecue today? What did y'all do today? Let me know. I'm very curious to see what y'all did today. Okay. Who started busting some pots? Who barbecued? Who did nothing? All right. Thank y'all for being here. First, let me know if you can hear me. Did y'all do anything fun today? Let me see how many minutes. Got 2 minutes. I'm going to start at 7:05. Okay. Thank you, Picasso. I appreciate that. So you got chicken, potatoes, green beans, and desserts. That is way more than what I did. So that sounds very, very good. I hope your family loves it. Happy Labor Day to y'all. I didn't even think I was actually not even going to do a live tonight because I'm like, people probably going to be drinking, get ready for work tomorrow, the whole nine. But I had a wonderful, wonderful conversation with one of you guys. Again, if you're new to the channel, thank you for being here. Please follow, like, subscribe. If you're watching from YouTube, thank you. Please subscribe. I am here every Monday at 7 p.m. This is where we get the roundup of what is going on in the world. And y'all can ask questions, okay? So if you want to book an appointment, let me get this on out the way now. You want to talk about your credit, you want to talk about bankruptcy or anything that you hear here tonight, you can go right to my website, shamikasaves.com. Hit your girl up. I swear we be on the phone for hours, okay? Life is funny, all right? So, y'all be having issues and situations y'all want to discuss, and I appreciate y'all doing that and choosing me to do that with, okay? So, again, drop the questions that you may have. We can talk about credit, bankruptcy, what y'all seeing in the news, whatever it may be. If I can answer it, if I will. If I cannot, I will do this because I don't know nothing about it, okay? So quickly, let me just do a recap because it looks like I may have some people who have not been here before. If you are an individual and you got student loans, and I'm talking about federal student loans, I'm just letting you guys know they are not talking much about it because the only thing they want to talk about right now is what's going on with Trump and Kamala Harris. They are not telling you guys about what you guys should be doing with your student loans. A lot of you guys need to take your student loans out of the not being in any type of consolidation, and you guys need to consolidate those. Y'all also need to get on one of those income-based plans so that when they do decide what the amount of your student loans are going to be, you guys will be ready to pay it, and you will be paying them at a lesser rate. If y'all did not know, hey, Miss Paula, a federal court said no to the Biden administration. No, we are not going to do that SAVE plan. No, we are not going to let these individuals pay on their student loans for 12 to 15 years and discharge them. So what that means is you guys go back to your traditional 10-year student loan repayment, or if you consolidate and listen to what I'm telling you, you can get on the 25-year plan. See, what y'all don't hear is what happens after these people in the public say what they're gonna do. They can put out a lot of stuff that they want to do, and it sounds good. How many of y'all rushed out to sign up for that $10,000 payment through the Biden administration that said they were going to get rid of your loans? All of y'all went out there and did it, only to find out that it was not going to be approved. And that's when they don't talk about it. the same as when they were putting the hype behind the student loan save program. Okay, so if you have not done that, that's what you need. One of the things you guys need to do. The second thing, hey, Mahalia Graham, how are you? The second thing is, if you have not checked the list, because I am really surprised at how many of y'all do not know about this borrower's defense. Y'all need to see if y'all school is on the list. Hey, Nicola, if your school is on the list, then you need to apply for the borrower's defense. Let me tell you what that is real quick. The borrower's defense is basically your school is on the list. That means if your school is on the list, you will not have to pay either all or some of your student loans. Okay. I just found out that Navient and a couple other student loan servicers also have the same thing. So if you see your school on the list and you're waiting and you don't want to make any payments in between time, that is a great time to ask them, your student loan servicer, do they have a program where you can go on forbearance so that you're not paying your loans? The government says that if you fill out this student loan borrower's defense application, your loans automatically go into forbearance. That's not happening for everybody. So you need to ask if your school has their own form. Okay, make sure y'all share this for somebody, because I'm sure that it's somebody that is not getting the word, and y'all need to get the word and share it with somebody. Okay, because of the sign says creditors taking you to court now. That is absolutely very, very true. That's actually what we were going to talk about tonight, is credit. Okay, but yes, creditors have been taking people to court, but they're going to definitely take people to court now. Thank you for who shared that. And anybody else new, please feel free, if God put it on your heart, to share it too. Okay. But creditors are taking you guys to court. One of the most important things y'all need to do, especially when y'all watch me, is bring something to write with, because I am going to drop a lot of stuff and y'all going to need to write these things fast, because you're not going to remember everything. If not, you can always go back to my YouTube. This is being recorded live on YouTube so that you can get these nuggets. Okay. If you are not paying your bills, no judgment, because a lot of people are not. You need to find out what your statute of limitations is for the state that you currently live in. Why do I need to know that, Shamika? Because you need to know how long you can go without possibly paying your creditors before they can take you to court. Now, they can take you to court up until a certain amount of years. Okay. For example, if you're in Florida, they have 5 years to take you to court. If you're in Louisiana, they got 3 years to take you to court. Every state is different. So you need to know that. And I get to your question in just a second. So you need to know that. So some of y'all, when y'all are riding off on these people and not paying, you know what how much time you have. And then if they try to sue you after that time, you can say, hey, this is a time bar debt. You cannot sue me for it because the statute of limitations for debt collection has passed. Okay. Now let me see what y'all saying. And please drop your questions if you have them. Y'all know I love to answer the questions. Step Up for Hire says, yes, Amex and Discover do not play. No, they will not. And one thing that y'all need to know about American Express and Discover, because they are two of the top tier banks, creditor, lending people out there. If they see that you are not paying other people and you are paying them, sometimes they look at and they gonna say, well, if you're not paying them on the personal side and you got a personal credit card with us too, we're gonna lower that limit, or we're gonna cancel the line altogether. But this is what I was gonna talk about, but I'm gonna get to that in a second because I ain't gonna jump ahead. But that's one of the things I want to talk about when we're talking about credit tonight. Okay. But make sure that you put some respect on some of these people. You can get away with stuff with First Premier and Credit One that you are not going to be able to get away with American Express and Discover. Okay. So we got to, put some respect where it's due with some of these people. Okay. Sweetheart says, but can they validate the debt? A lot of times you'll be surprised. They absolutely can. Just because an individual says that you owe them doesn't mean you got to pay them. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. Now, that can go one of two ways. If you got a card with Navy Federal and you don't pay them and you ask them to validate the debt, you wasting your time in most cases because you had an account with Navy Federal, okay, or a credit card. But if you had a card with Navy Federal and then they sold that debt to LV, NV Funding or Midland Credit or y'all know them that's on your credit report, okay? I ain't got to drop the names. But if these are the people that are reporting on your credit now, those are the individuals you really want to validate the debt, because things can get lost in translation. Okay. Meaning whatever they mailed over that had your name may not have. Maybe they got you mixed up with somebody else. Then you have a chance. Now, how high those percentage of those chances are, not that high, because in most cases, they're not going to pursue you for what debt if they don't already have a full package. Okay. So I don't have an issue with validating the debt. Only thing validating the debt does is buy you more time. But in most cases, it doesn't always work. Okay. It doesn't work in more cases than it does work, if that makes sense to anybody. Okay. All right. Hey, game over. Let's see. Picasso says, I had one loan forgiven from the first time you told us to apply. Congratulations. I'm glad somebody is listening. Okay. I want everybody to get their loans dismissed, because what y'all may not see, and your bank accounts are feeling it, your stomachs are feeling it, and your entertainment level is probably feeling it, but things will get tight. So we have to learn to cut corners in ways that probably we wouldn't have cared about before, to be able to enjoy the same amount of life that we used to. And if that's taking care of getting rid of some student loans that you didn't need to be paying for in the first place, then that is exactly what y'all need to do. Okay. Tough Love said, hit that like button. Thank you. Benny DeMarble says, what is Walmart going to do about their credit card? Are they going to partner with a new bank? So I have, so Walmart used to be partnered with Capital One. I was told they don't have that relationship anymore. I don't know if they still have that relationship anymore. I would tell you, and honestly, I hadn't even heard that they separated. Benny, you could give some more information on that. But I do know that they were with Capital One. Now, I will tell you, although Walmart and Sam's Club are a part of the same family, Sam's Club belongs to Synchrony Bank, and Walmart is Capital One. So they're different. Now, and that could be for many reasons. One of the reasons is because most time your Walmart card can be used in other places, whereas your Sam's Club card is more than likely going to be used just in Sam's Club. So if you got any more information about that, Benny, let me know. But as far as are they going to go anywhere else, honestly, no matter who they go with, they're not going to change those interest rates for us. Okay. If they switch banks or whoever they're getting their money from, it's only because it's an internal advantage to them, not none to us. Okay. All right. I'm Perfectly Imperfect says, can they change the amount and start the process over? They can change the amount. I think that you guys forget that if I am buying your debt from somebody and I now want you to pay, there has to be something in it for me. So yeah, your medical bill may be $5,000 and I may have paid only $500 to purchase it. Not even $500, $50. It's cheaper than that. Okay. Now I may want to charge my administrative fees on top of the $5,000 that you owe. So that now when you see on your credit report, you'll see your collections may be a different amount than the amount that you owe. And it's not because it's a mistake. And sometimes it can be, because that's why you want to validate the debt. But in most cases, it's because they charge something on top. And when they charge something on top, of course, they want to get, that's because they're trying to get some of their costs back. Okay. So yes, they can change that amount. That's a good question. Hey, by the bar talk. Paula says, yes, they ended their partnership. Okay, thank you. So Capital One and Walmart have ended their partnership. Okay, I don't know that it's going to be nothing good for us anyway. Picasso decides, is there a law against sharing information with other companies? It depends on which law and what you're talking about. There are federal laws and there's state laws, okay? So one thing that y'all have to realize when y'all signing up for for anything, sweepstakes, coupons, mailing lists, whatever, in the very fine print, it usually will tell you that they share your information with other individuals. And the reason they do that is because they make money by sharing your name with other companies. Okay. When y'all sign up for cable, because ain't nobody going without, now y'all might go without cable, but y'all not going without Wi-Fi. Please believe your name, your personal information, your email address is on a list currently being sold to one company that's also selling it to another company and another company and another company. And you know why? Because we all have preferences. We are a part of demographics. So although I am a woman, I'm a Black woman. I'm a Black woman that's over a certain height. I'm a Black woman with a certain size shoe. I'm a Black woman with no kids. That's 5 lists from one person. So imagine if I got children. I'm a Black woman that's a veteran. I'm a Black woman. I mean, I could keep going. So one of y'all, just one of y'all, can have 20 different lists made just from all the 20 different things about you. So yes, they're going to sell your information regardless. You can try to sue, but that would be the most difficult thing you could possibly do. What you could do is you could go to I like the company called Optery, OPTERY. I'm gonna spell it again. OPTERY.com. Opt like your eye. OPT. Opt like opt out. Okay. You can go to optery.com. You can register for a free account and you can just look at all the places where your information is currently being held right now on the internet. You will be surprised. I bet you if you are at least 40 years old, you got 200 entries with your information on it right now. I had just came up with 10 talking to y'all. 200 are out there right now with your information, and you will go and see it for free at optery.com. And no, your girl ain't getting no commissions, no kickback, no nothing. I'm telling you what I know because even I get their email notification saying your information has hit the web. Okay, so some of y'all might need to know that. Now, what you can do with Optery, if you choose, you can pay them a monthly fee and they will delete your information. Or you can go to each site and click and remove your own information. Here is what I want to say about that. If you're going to keep signing up for stuff, your information is going to go right back out there. Okay. If you're going to keep, enrolling in this and enrolling in that, your stuff is going to be out there. There's really nothing that you could do to stop your information from being shared other than opting out through like Optery. You can take your phone number off the do not call list. I bet y'all ain't got y'all phone number on that list. Y'all can put yourself on the opt-out privacy screen so that y'all are not getting creditors sending y'all stuff in the mail, trying to run your soft inquiries on your credit to send you pre-qualified offers. And not only on your personal self, if you have a business, you should be doing it on your business too, because they are selling your business information. Let me keep going. You can also and y'all probably have to hit me up because I'll send it to you instead of giving you the list. There are about 66 different, I call them credit bureaus, but they're not credit bureaus, but they're big name information sharing bureaus that actually share your information every year. And the government actually sends you a dang on list of the companies. They put a book together every year to send it to you guys to say, hey, if y'all didn't know who's sharing your information, boom, here they go. They tell you, and you get to go and block all that information if you choose to. But again, if you don't know about it, you won't do nothing about it. Okay. All right. Benny says, I was able to ask for a credit increase. I did not realize they would ding my credit. I was approved for the increase. Congratulations. Absolutely. Anytime you ask for an increase, they're going to pull that credit. Even if you're not asking for a credit card, they're going to pull that credit. That's called a soft inquiry. If you ask for an increase, they're going to give you a hard inquiry. Why? Because they want to see, are you paying your other bills before we do? Now, congratulations, Benny, that you got the increase. It worked in your favor, but most people, it don't work. Okay, we over here standing at the line at Old Navy trying to get 10% off our order and can't because we forgot our credit badge. We done got excited when they done asked us, do we want to get 10% off? So if you know the credit ain't right, don't even try. Just don't be like Benny. Benny was one of the good ones, but don't be like Benny. Okay. Anybody, if you guys on TikTok, if y'all got any questions, please drop your questions. This and YouTube blowing up over here. I like this. YouTube usually quiet. I know that's right. Okay. Game over. It says, Miss Shamika, I'm going to need to give you a call later on about a case then with the loan that I think is out of limitations where they can't take action. I think it has reached the statute of limitations. Right. So there are different types of statute of limitations, but the one that I'm mostly concerned that you guys should be concerned with is the one for debt collection, because that is where most people are getting in trouble. You're not paying your bills back. They come in after you for not paying the bills. So you need to know what your statute of limitations for debt collection is, especially on the accounts that are not paid. I see credit because I'll look at somebody's credit. I looked at somebody's credit report today, and we're gonna get to the premise of me what I wanted to talk about today. And immediately when I see something that's not paid off, I immediately look at the time. Because I want to see how long it's been on there. One thing I need y'all guys to understand when you look at your, because I don't want y'all to go run to your credit report and go, oh my God, they're finna come and sue me tomorrow. That may not be the case. There are two types of time on your credit report. One is when you, let's see, how do I want to say it? Because it's going to be difficult to show it on Credit Karma. So let's just do it from a Credit Karma perspective, because most of y'all probably don't have the actual reports. Okay. So if you have Credit Karma, which most of y'all do, Credit Karma, Credit Wise, whatever, most time y'all will be able to see the last time y'all made a payment. Okay. Or the last time y'all went late. But what time I want y'all to look for is the last time there was any activity on your account. Sometimes those dates are different. So to make it easier for you, whichever date is the latest, okay? So if the last time you made a payment was in 2022, but the last time whenever they decided to charge off your account or anything that happened with your account, and say that happened in 2024, you have to start counting your statute of limitation date from 2024, whatever that latest date is, not the date that they report every month that you're still not paying. Because sometimes you'll see that on your report. No, it'll say for March, no data. It'll say ND, no data. April, ND, no data. So not that date, okay? And if y'all not sure, screenshot it and I'll let you know which date, okay? But in Credit Karma, it's usually a month, not a number date. It's usually the month, a number, and the year. That is usually the date that you're going to count from your statute of limitation date. That is the last time any activity has been taking place. Making a payment and them charging off your account is two different activities, okay? So you have to start from the last incident that's negative and count from that date, okay? That's the best way to keep y'all on track. All right, let me see what y'all said over here on TikTok, and then I'm gonna get to this credit, and I'm gonna tell you the conversation we had today. And again, y'all always can reach out to book an appointment so we can, answer these questions, because not everybody's situation is going to be the same for everybody. Sweet Thing says they change dates when they sell the date sometimes. Absolutely. Now, that's good, Sweet Thing. All right. So the date that I was just telling y'all about to look for, that's the date if you're looking at your original creditor. If it's coming from the original creditor. Because when you look at a collection on a credit report, especially on Credit Karma, it doesn't give you different dates. When you look at a collection on Credit Karma, it'll just say 2 years and 3 months. That is your date that you start counting from for statute of limitations. If this is the original creditor, and when I look at a Credit Karma report, the original creditors are at the top. All the derogatory stuff, collections, public records, they're at the bottom. So the creditors will have one date. That's how long it's been on your credit report. The original creditors up top will have different dates. You need to look for the one that is actually spelled out with the month, the date, and the year. That is how you know which one to count. So, but yes, Sweet Thing, they absolutely do change dates. I may have sat on your debt for 5 months and decide not to sell it until December. Well, the new company not going to put a month, 5 months earlier. They're going to put from the date they bought it. So they will not match. Okay. All right. Let me see. Okay. Don Key said, I never received such book. You do not get the book. You have to request it yourself, download it yourself. So if y'all want that book that I'm telling y'all about, that the Consumer Finance Bureau puts out every single year with all of those 66 bureaus that none of y'all knew about, send me a message. I'll send you the link. Picasso says, when do they send that information about what you were sharing? Okay, they send an email if you're signed up. See, I sign up for everything, okay, because I want to know when the book is released. So it is released and it is put out on the government website, but if you don't go to that government website, you won't know. This is what I be trying to tell y'all when I say they play in our faces, because they expect us to know when we don't know, but then penalize you as if you did know. And since that's how they play the game, y'all have to learn to play the game too. And that's why we're here right now, because this is how you learn, okay? You got to play the same game they accusing y'all of not knowing. Now you're going to know at least some things, okay? Benny says, my honest trying to finance an instrument for her school-age son. Are there any programs that can help single parents finance instruments? I have not heard of a program. What I will tell you to do, if you are looking for such thing, you can go to oh gosh, I'm trying to think where you could go. I mean, now this might sound crazy, but these are the things that I would rather do a GoFundMe for. Okay, things like that, when you want people to donate money for something good. Now, I don't believe they have any finance programs for single parents. If you think about it, why would somebody want to have a program for single parents? And nothing against single parents, but usually when you see single parents, most people think of struggle because they think of one income, which means, do I really want to create a program where I may or may not get paid back? That's a high look. Single parent is another list that they sell. Okay, and this is how they come after. So they may have a program, but in most cases, you're not gonna find it because it's risky to rent to work with people who have one income. Because who's to say you're gonna get paid back? Okay. All right. So basically, the conversation I had today with somebody, and I'm gonna get to y'all questions real quick. We were talking about credit. This person had said, "Look, I've been watching you for some years now, and I decided that this is the time I want to reach out." And which I appreciate. I know some of y'all have been sitting back looking and been considering reaching out. Thank y'all for doing it at your own time. And this is for anybody. You want to reach out, you always can. Okay. I really do care. I want to get y'all in a better situation because we all deserve to not live life so damn stressed out. Okay. But I was telling this individual, because this person said, I'll never listen to Dave Ramsey. And I don't know if you guys know who Dave Ramsey is. Okay. Dave Ramsey is, if y'all in the church, they do Financial Peace University. It's a lot, Dave Ramsey is really, really big in this finance arena. And I appreciate what he's done for himself and his business. But I'm going to tell y'all, Dave Ramsey was in a situation much like y'all. And, he will tell you guys, do not file bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is not credit repair. You need to pay your bills back. You need to do this. You need to do that. And I'm just here to let y'all know that if y'all really dug deep, Dave Ramsey also filed bankruptcy. Okay. So he didn't just get to where he is because he took his own advice. And what I told her and what I wanted to tell y'all, because I said, girl, I'm going to tell them this tonight. I always tell y'all to do as the rich people do, but do it at your financial level. The reason I tell you to do as they do is because half of the rich people that are giving you this financial advice are not following their own advice. They do different than they tell you to do. Why? Because they are 1% for a reason. 1% can easily turn into 100% if they gave out advice that they actually take. But they don't want to do that because that means you have to share the wealth. So in order to stay rich, you have to make sure that if you are in a position to lead people, you lead them the opposite way. Now, it may sound crazy, but that's what happens every single day when y'all go on social media, when y'all buying stuff, y'all looking at commercials. They mislead you on purpose because it is a tool to sell. It is marketing. Okay. So that is why I'm probably going to be the only person you ever going to find on the internet that's going to always sing and dance and tell y'all to file bankruptcy or damn paying all them bills. Let's find another way, or let's be strategic about being late this month on the bill, because they're not going to tell you that because they forgot what the struggle was like half the time because they didn't struggle in the first damn place. Okay. So I don't have no problem with anybody listening to these guys who are rich. And let me tell you how they lie to us. They'll tell you, don't listen to nobody who don't have it. And you're right. You'll have to discern if the person that's telling you something is giving you some sound advice. But there are some people that going to lead you astray because that's the only way for them to stay ahead of you, to stay on top. Okay. So that's not only in life, that's in credit, that's in all of these things. So somebody told me that because I tell you guys to file bankruptcy, that I don't have integrity. And I told them, then you are just a fool. Because one thing I'm going to do is if I can get a life raft in life because I can't float or swim on my own, baby, I'm calling for the life raft. No offense to Jehovah's Witness or anything like that, but they don't believe in getting a blood transfusion. But I can tell you, if I was between me and death and a blood transfusion was in the middle, sign me up, okay? I'm not going to have too much pride to take what is deserving, what I deserve and what I work hard for. And I'm going to tell y'all the same thing. Stop listening to all these people sending y'all up the road in debt. Y'all calling, subscribing to all Dave Ramsey programs and all of this and all of that. And they ain't never been broke a day in their life. Susie Orman, I love her. She ain't never been broke a day in her life. But y'all listen to these people tell you, don't file bankruptcy and you must pay your bills off. Ain't nobody never told you must pay your bills. It didn't. Nobody never said that. It's nice if you can, but not everybody can. So stop beating yourself up about stuff that you just cannot do. Ramona says, is this so? Pay half a bill before the 15th, then the other half 3 days before a due date. The credit score up. So I have not seen any evidence that shows paying your bill. Ramona asked, let me get, is paying half of your bill before the 15th, then the other half 3 days before the due date. Does it make your credit score increase? I've seen no evidence that shows that doing that, following your method, is any different than paying your same bill before the bill is due. It's no different. The catch is pay it before it's due. If you can pay your bills before it's due, great. There's nothing wrong with it. But I remember, for those who are struggling and can't pay, we can be equally as smart and say, you know what, Shamika said, I can be late, but it doesn't have to ever hit my credit report as long as I pay the bill before the 30th day that is late. So I may not get a credit score increase, and you may, Ramona, because you paid your bill early, but I still was able to stretch my money to the end of the month or whatever it was to make sure that I can make it, and my credit score stayed the same. Being late is not a problem. Being late on your bill and it's showing up in your credit report is the issue, okay? Because remember, the bank that you're being late to has to report it to the credit bureau, so that still takes time, okay? So the thing is you can be late. You need to be strategically late. Pay before it hits the 30th day, because once it hits 30 days, it now has to be reported on your credit as 30 days late. So you do get 29 extra days to pay your bill in the event you can't pay it on time, okay? Or you could do like Ramona says. You could pay half before the 15th and the other half 2-3 days before it's due. I haven't seen any evidence that works any different than just paying it before it's due. And pay it before, and not just pay it early. You want to pay it before they report to the bureau. That's the most important trick. See, all that other stuff they're doing if you want to beat the system, you got to know the process. And the process is find out when they report to the credit bureaus. Remember I said the bank has to report to the credit bureau, so that takes time. Find out when that date is. You want to pay before that date. That way, if you paid your bill off before they reported to the bureau, then every month it shows zero. Now that could be good. And I'm finna flip it for you, and then I'm gonna move on. Now the downside of that is you can pay your bill off every month to zero, and your credit score will never increase because you're not showing that you can hold a balance. Now, the credit card company that you're paying your bill off every month, they're gonna love you. But when you go to start applying other places and they look on your credit report and they never see you carry the balance, you're also high risk, because a lot of places aren't going to want to loan you money because there's no evidence that you're going to spend it. Okay? So that brings me to the next thing. I told the lady that I was talking to today, I said, the same way when you guys were in high school, y'all learned about PEMDAS. Y'all remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally? And you know how when you see a math problem, you just want to work it, but you have to remember, oh, dang, I got to go in order of operations. Okay. You got to use PEMDAS before you figure out a math problem. You got to do the same thing when you are fixing your credit. If you are somebody that is trying to purchase a car, you are not going to do the same thing somebody who's trying to raise their score, or somebody who's trying to buy a house, or somebody who's trying to pay off their bills. All the processes are different. So when y'all call me and y'all want to talk about your credit, the very first thing I want to know is, why are we working on your credit? What are you trying to do? Because we don't need to go in any other direction than the direction of where you're trying to go versus trying to capture everything. Now, Ramona asked me one question, and I gave y'all 4 different ways, 4 different scenarios of where you can either do it or not do it, Or if you did do what she says, to show you how it hurts you or how it can help you. So everybody's situation is different. Okay. I hope I explained that. David says, how long does it take for your credit to be repaired through you with 15 negative items on your credit? Hi, David. That depends on what's on your credit. And I don't consider myself a credit repair person. I am a credit coach. Y'all are not getting me in trouble because the government is throwing people in jail for repairing people's credit and charging. And I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it because I ain't in it no more. Okay, but credit repair is illegal. Okay, and I will argue with whomever wants to argue. There is no state that will allow you to charge people up front for work that has not been done. And if y'all want to argue, let's go. Okay. But I can tell you right now, y'all sitting here paying $100. And the only people that you can pay it to legally is Lexington Law. And you know why? Because Lexington Law is a real law firm. They okay. Just like they do child support, they do criminal cases, they do credit. Okay. They're just a law firm. They're the only place that you can legally pay. That's why they charge so much and don't do shit, because they can get away with it. But if you paying FES or any of these other companies to fix your credit, that's fine. But if you feel like ain't nothing being done, please know that you really ain't going to have too much leg to stand on, because you technically wasn't even supposed to be working with them or making them pay, or them making you pay for work that hadn't even been done yet. Okay. So be mindful of that. Okay. So I don't go by time. I need to see what's on your credit. And we need to see if there's a way that we can fix it. If you should just let it sit and fall off. If maybe you should look into filing bankruptcy. There's options. Okay. So I'm the coach. All I'm here to do is bounce off stuff off you. You make the decisions. And from there we go with whatever route you want to go. Hey, J Doug, how are you? Okay. You said Ramona says you heard this day. Nope, you didn't do it. Okay, good. Thank you. Again, if y'all watching, you're still watching, please share, like, follow if you have not followed, subscribe if you have not subscribed also. Benny says, my aunt, okay, I read it. By the bar talk, serious question. If I'm a homeowner and my car is paid off, why should I care about my personal credit? I'm at a point where I feel like if I don't start a business or something, then what's the point? Okay, very, very, very good question. This goes right back to what I was saying about PEMDAS, order of operations. If you got the car, if you got the home, you got all your big purchases out the way, do you have to care about your credit? You can. I think that in order to keep rates low, insurance rates, hell, if you want to get another credit card, you do need to have decent credit. Do you need to have a 700-800? Not if you don't want to. You can keep you a 6. You can be in the 600s and be just fine. Why? Because you have all the big purchases. If you never go and get a BBL, if you never go on finance a vacation, if you never want to go and get your teeth fixed, whatever. These are things people spending their money on. If you don't ever want to finance those things, you don't have to. Now, what I will say, and I'm going to keep saying it, even if you don't care about your personal credit, at least make your personal credit decent enough so that you can open up a line of business credit so that you can use that at any time. So even if your credit goes to hell, something may happen, you get sued, you lose your job, you get a divorce. Y'all know men and relationships and credit usually don't go together, especially when you're breaking up. At least your personal credit can take a hit and you can still have the luxuries because you have business credit, even if you're not operating one. Okay. So by the bar talk, if I were you, congratulations on having the things that you have. But what I would look at doing is getting strong lines of business credit, lines that store credit lines, maybe a couple credit cards. You can get you some net 30 accounts. I wouldn't care about my personal credit after that because my personal credit has time to season. It has time to fall off. It has time to grow. It has time to do things. Okay. And then the great part about your business credit being your main source of credit is if it fall on hard times, bankrupt the business and you can throw it in a personal bankruptcy and take care of it. And guess what? You ain't never got to worry about that business no more. You can turn around and open up another one. These are not things that I'm telling y'all to encourage y'all to go out and do wrong things. This is just how the law, that's how it is. I didn't make it up. Okay. How many of y'all work for, y'all see a dentist office be one name one day? I'll give you a better example. Look at the plastic surgery centers, ladies who've looked in Miami. Some of these places have gone through 10 and 20 names. You know why? Because they bankrupt the business and start over as a new name company in the same office. And it's legal. You think they don't have business credit on every single business that they opened? Of course they do. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to do. Okay? It's legal and you're not doing anything wrong. So that's a very good question by the bar talk. I'm not saying say F your credit, your personal, but get that business right so that you don't have to stress so much on your personal. That's being smart. Don Key says, what's a good letter to creditors about the removing late payments, hard inquiries, closed accounts, etc.? I know I can go to see. All right. Hey, trash girl. Okay. Couple things about that. One, I don't like letters to creditor to the credit bureaus personally because okay, you said to the creditors. Let me make sure I break that down. If you're doing to the credit bureaus, you just writing to anybody. It's really a computer that's reading it. I would just handwrite what I want to write versus finding a letter. You can find one if you want to and fill in the blanks if you want. That's your personal choice. When it comes to creditors, meaning the ones that actually loaned you that money, so for example, the Navy Federals, the Macy's, the Capital Ones, you have to write them. It's called a goodwill letter. I'll tell you from example, I did this on my own. I wrote a nice letter to Capital One. I was telling them I'm a veteran. I'm trying to buy me a house. I need to remove this late payment. And you know what? Them people called me. No lie. The executive assistant to one of the upper echelon people called me and was like, we need proof. And I'm not going to continue to say what happened after that, but they said they needed proof. So I will say this to y'all. Late payments are something that you're going to find is going to be the hardest thing to remove off your credit. I'd rather you skip it and ignore it and move on to something else that you have a better chance of removing than not, because you really, really have a 50-50 chance. I mean, everything on your credit is 50-50, but removing late payments is super hard. And I want y'all to know that after 12 months, they really are not even that big of a deal anymore, okay? Now, if you can excuse something, the hurricane, my power went out, my son was in the hospital, my something, and you got proof, go for it. But if you just goofed and you forgot, you can still go for it and let them know, hey, I've been on time all these months. I've never been late. But you better have something good working for you to give these people to give you the benefit of the doubt. Other than that, they don't like to. Okay. Hard inquiries, they fall off after 25 months. I know people tell you 24, but it's actually 25 months. If you want hard inquiries removed, I mean, y'all can go to my, I believe I have a free book for y'all. Is it free? I think it's free. Send me a message at shamikasaves.com, Don Keys, and I'll send you. I have an inquiry book that can tell you what you can tell those people when you call to get them removed. It does work for some. It does not work for every. Remember, everybody's situation is different. Some companies, and I'll tell you, you can get some inquiries removed, but let me give y'all the downside. If you try to remove too many inquiries, you may get your account flagged and they will put it as a fraud alert, because majority of the time when y'all are removing these inquiries, it's because you're saying that it's not you. So if the creditor of the bureau wants to, they can put a fraud alert on your account. So now you can't get nothing removed, and you also can't verify yourself because they locked up your information because you said it was fraudulent. So I'm not saying not to do it. I'm just giving y'all both sides of what could happen, okay? But if you want that book, I'll send you. I do have a book that will tell you what to do. Picasso says, I filed before. Woo, woo. I filed before, too. I don't think nothing wrong with filing bankruptcy, okay? It says they will close the business and reopen it under another name just because it's going under. Baby, didn't I not just say that? They do it every day. Don Key says, yes, a wealthy friend of mine, a friend of my mom's, told her to stop paying her mortgage because she no longer wanted the house, not knowing my mom was with the credit union. I got involved and bank would not reverse foreclosure. The only thing that will make these people back up off you is bankruptcy. Okay. Bankruptcy is like walking in with Suge Knight to any meeting that you go to. Okay. So unfortunately, she lost her home and somebody definitely gave her some very bad advice. You never stop paying the mortgage. Okay. And if you do stop paying the mortgage, you need to pick it up after 6 months unless you have a plan to file bankruptcy, because after that, they coming to get it. Okay. You only can ride off on the bug, but for so long. Okay. Thank you, Noreen. Noreen says, I look beautiful. I appreciate that. Loving Memory says, how can I lower my debt to income? You can lower your debt to income ratio two ways. One, pay your bills down to lower your debt to income ratio, or two, add more debt to increase the amount of debt that you have available in compared to your debt to income. Okay. That will not work if you are trying to buy a house. If you are trying to get a credit card real quick, a lot of people will tell you to open up an authorized user, piggyback off of somebody. You can quickly adjust your utilization by doing that. Your debt to income is going to be just by paying your bills off. Okay. But if you guys are trying to buy a house, they're definitely going to look at that. You're going to pay your bills off, and or you get a job making more money. Okay. That's debt to income. But I'm thinking you meant credit utilization, but they're different. Okay. Well, make sure y'all got that. Debt to income is how much money you make, how much money coming in, how much money going out. If you're not making enough, you either need to make more money so that you can pay to cover your bills, or pay your bills off so that now the money you make is staying in the house. But if you want to lower your credit utilization, you can also pay your credit cards off so you can lower the amount of credit that you have used, or add another credit line by piggybacking off of somebody so that now the credit that you have available goes up. So the amount that you use looks less. Okay, that's another way to trick the system. See what I'm saying? There's more than one way to operate things. You don't always have to do everything one way. Okay, you know how they say it takes it's more than one way to skin a cat? Very true. Okay, Sean says paying late leads to larger bills. It can lead to larger bills. PEMDAS, okay, we're doing order operations. Some of us have things that pop up in the middle of a pay period that you can't pay, but you also don't want to not pay. So what I'm doing is, I'm not encouraging people not to pay their bills on time. What I'm encouraging people to do is, not even encouraging. What I'm doing is giving you information that you can say, you know what, Shamika said, and you're right. It doesn't even report on my credit until I'm late 30 days. I might have just bought somebody 2 weeks more time to give them 2 weeks more to think of how to get the money, or 2 weeks to get the money. So yes, paying late and not paying your bills will lead to larger bills, but you can pay your bills late and still get to the finish line. Okay. All right. Follow, like, subscribe, share if anybody want to share with somebody. Thank you, Keonzi. I appreciate that. Trash Girl says 11 loans are installment payments with credit cards. That's right. So just in case if somebody knows, so I'll let y'all know. Loans are installments and credit is revolving. And if y'all didn't know, just the real different. A credit is revolving, meaning as soon as you pay that bill, you can use it again. But when you get a car loan, you can't use that money to go back and buy another car. It goes down. Okay. So loans are like this. They're steps. Yeah, as you pay, it goes down. Revolving goes round and around. So please know the difference. Your credit cards are revolving. Loans are installments. Okay. Let's see. Paula says, do you know anything about what Navy Federal is going to start doing beginning October 1st to credit card holders? Yes, I do. Starting October 1st, Navy Federal is they're making a change to your interest. Okay. Basically, what Navy Federal is going to do to you guys starting October 1st is they're going to start charging you interest basically by the day. So, and I said this, I don't know how many couple weeks ago Monday, but I was basically letting you guys know that if you have a Navy Federal card, a credit card, it's going to be like a charge card. Let me let y'all know, a charge card and a credit card are two different types of cards. Charge card means you pay, you run it up, you pay it in full. Credit card is revolving. You can make payments on it and you can use it again over and over. You can use a charge card over and over, but when that bill is due, all of it is due. Now, Navy Federal is not telling you that you have to pay your bill in full at the end of the month, but you guys will probably wish that you did, because the interest is going to hit and it's going to be very, very high. Okay. So I'm not saying that people are going to be filing bankruptcy, but I'm telling you, the numbers for 2024 for people filing bankruptcy is high. Come October, it's going to be higher because a lot of people have Navy Federal. And guess what? Navy Federal gives out some of the largest amounts of credit cards. So guess who is going to be suffering? Some of y'all with these $20,000 and $30,000 balances that Navy Federal just gave to y'all like this. And now they're changing the rules. So if your credit is good, what can you do? You can look to apply somewhere else and transfer that balance. Okay, because this is happening across the board on all the Navy Federal cards, not just some. Okay, so y'all definitely need to make sure that y'all are paying attention to that. Okay, thank you, Kianzi. I appreciate it. I did change this hair of mine. Okay, I had to change it. I'm back to changing it again. I hate it, but I am. So Miss Paula, I hope that answered your question. And if I'm telling y'all, if y'all got Navy Federal, y'all got 1 month. Okay, call them people yourself and ask about that change and ask how that's going to change your bill. They should have sent you something in the mail by now, which they did, matter of fact, a couple weeks ago. Okay. Game Over says, I'll be your first donor, Miss Shamika. Thank you. Look, what donor? Okay. Look. Okay. Look, I'm looking for a baby daddy around the all right, let me hush. Okay. PT says, speak facts, Shamika. You my girl. Hey, how you doing? All right. Divine Heart Love says, hey, Shamika, is National Debt Relief a company to help you put your debt in one payment? I do not agree with any debt company. I told you guys this before. Stay away from these debt companies that help you restructure your debt. You can restructure your own bills. You don't need to have anybody call to settle to lower your bill payments for you because it comes at a price. If you cannot pay your bills to the point where you need a restructuring company, you need to rethink about what Shamika told you and look at filing bankruptcy. First of all, why pay it if it's going to mess up your credit anyway? Your credit messed up now. You're gonna pay these national debt company to mess up your credit for the next 3 to 5 years. When if you file a Chapter 7, you're debt free in 6 months, and your credit is repaired on its own in 45 to 60 days. I can just stop right there. Okay, I do not like these companies because of what they do and the message that they send to other banks that want to give you a credit card. Okay, I don't want to be without a credit card for the next 3 to 5 years. It's hard enough to get a secured card, let alone trying to get one without what you're paying. So if I were y'all, think about that twice. And Divine Heart Love, before you think about doing that, please book an appointment and let's talk. We'll run down your stuff, and I promise you, we're gonna come out looking way better on the bankruptcy side than you ever would with these national debt companies. Okay. All right. Don Key says, thank you for these financial nuggets because I'm struggling to repair my credit being on disability now. Well, then we need to talk, because if you're on disability right now and you trying to pay somebody to fix your credit, that's wrong. Wrong. I ain't gonna say my buddy over here, but it's somebody else I know that I told them, if you're on Social Security, you're on a fixed income. I don't even know why you're trying to repay bills in the first place. What you should be doing is running over to your uncle, the same one that's paying you that check every month. His name is Sam. I think y'all know him, Uncle Sam, and he needs to be covering you, because I'm gonna tell you, people who file bankruptcy, especially a Chapter 7 and they're on disability, did y'all know that in most cases you're out of that bankruptcy before 6 months? Because they know your income not going to change. So they let you out of bankruptcy in like 2 months, 3 months. So you're out of debt even sooner than your counterparts. You better tell the church, amen. Let's talk about it, Don. Okay, hit me up. Okay, send me a message. Okay, and hey, Chu, how are you? Okay, and thank you for that. I don't know if you sent me one of those. I think you did. I can't tell, but thank you anyway for saying hey. Let me see. Hey, Sean, how are you? Let me keep going. Let me see. What time is it? I just 7:54. All right. So if y'all got any questions, y'all make sure y'all ask. And I'm gonna remind y'all again. Turn my mic down. I'm sorry. They ain't no mic. That's just your girl talking loud because she excited. Make sure y'all handle these student loans. If you're on disability, Don Keys, I hope you turned in your form so that you don't have to pay your student loans because you're on disability. Let me see what else is happening. I have to think. If y'all have credit issues, because I know everybody's trying to work on their credit right now, please know that you are not alone. It's going to be okay. And a lot of times you have to assess your situation based off of your situation and not being compared to anybody else's, because credit repair is not a holistic process where you and everybody else can do the same thing and it works, because it doesn't work like that. When you signed up for your credit card application, you did it on your own and you didn't do it with anybody else. So the same rules apply. Okay. If your car getting, look, I'm finna drop a couple things before I go. If your car is getting repossessed, you about ready to get evicted, y'all better look into filing bankruptcy to stall some of these things, because these are some of the routes that y'all can take that's not illegal, that you can do to buy yourself some more time, because you need, some of y'all who are hurting for cash and you need money. Why aren't y'all enrolling in school? Let me tell you how God is so good. Okay. Now, I don't know how many of y'all know I've been considering going to law school for a very long time. And I've been kind of going up and down like, I don't know. And then it came to actually taking that law school entrance exam. And I've never taken it, but every time I do a practice test, I just freeze and I'm like, I'm just not good at this. Maybe it's a sign for me not to go. Well, y'all know how much I do digging and digging and digging. And let me tell you something I found out. If anybody is interested in going to law school, because let me tell you one thing about your girl, I am not going to hold no information. I'm going to share it. They have now came up with yet another workaround for individuals who want to go to law school and they want to use a different test for entrance. Now, the choices of schools you may go to are smaller because only 50 out of the 199 schools are currently accepting this new program. But I don't care personally. I don't, because I can go anywhere. And for some of y'all that can go anywhere, this may be of interest to you. So let me tell y'all, there is always more than one way to skin a cat, and there's always more than one way to win your situation. You just have to find your route and stop comparing this to other folks. Okay. So if anybody's interested in going to law school, y'all want some more information on that, I will send you all the info and how to apply for the scholarship, because we ain't got no money to be paying for these things that we don't have to pay for. Okay. Hold on. Look, TikTok always doing this thing right at an hour. All right, real quick. Letitia says, doing business credit while I'm in school for it, or wait for the credit as I get clients. No, you don't wait for business credit, honey. We do business credit as soon as we can get approved. So as soon as you have a business, you got your EIN and you got everything set up, there's no sense of waiting to get business credit while you're waiting on business. If you listen to your girl, I done told y'all to get businesses for business credit, even if you don't operate the business. And I also told you to get these businesses and get one for your kid every single year, so that y'all can start having businesses that have age on them. Okay. These are some of the things that, y'all should want to do. Okay. Because why? They're going to benefit you in the long run. See, a lot of us, we only live for the day. We didn't even think about 5-10 years down the road, which is why a lot of y'all don't even have life insurance. Okay. Paula says, I'm thinking about going to nursing school. You better go to nursing school. What? Let me tell you one thing for sure. People going to pay taxes forever, especially if they under the 1%. They always going to pay taxes and they're going to die. So they always going to need a nurse. So if there's something you want to do, you should be going to do it. And you should be finding a way to make them pay for it. So Miss Paula, you trying to go to nursing school? See if you can find a place that'll hire you, that'll pay for you to go to school and will make you work there in exchange for them paying for you to go. Okay. That's what you want to do. Adrian says, can you get another credit card when you pay off collections? Absolutely, you can. As long as they will approve you. But yes, you can. Thank you. I am living God. I think I'll make a good lawyer too. I am. I said I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I can't. I've been giving God every excuse, and I can't make any more. I cannot make any more. So I just need to go ahead on and just do it. And I'm gonna do a quick 2-year program, and so I can come on back up out here and do what I'm doing right now. But on the, so people can look at your girl and go, she's serious. Okay. It says, do you need to add attorney info when filing bankruptcy and taking debtor CC? No, not if you don't have an attorney, but it will ask you about bankruptcy petition prepare. You put that information. You put mine, and you put my real name, not the name on here. Okay. But yes, bankruptcy petition prepare if you have one. Okay, love you too, Planet Janet. Ramona says, Shamika, what's the best way and time to contact you? Need help with a trust? You can send me a message right on shamikasaves.com. I get y'all messages and I'll message you back there. Usually I'll drop my phone number, or you can drop yours and I'll call you. Jasmine says, portal about student loans debt. What portal, Jasmine? You trying to get into a portal, or help me help you? I'm Living God says, you have a great personality, Shamika. Thank you very much. Hey, Miss Nora, I miss you too, and you did not call me. J. Doug Loving Life said, do you have tips for buying a car, i.e. pre-approval? Yeah, go through, if you have a credit union, I would always go through your credit union first. If you're trying to get a car, me personally, if I can get the best way to get a car, in my opinion, is to get a check to in your hand so that you can walk onto the lot. And now you can start making deals because you actually have the cash in your hand. When you're trying to finance, they treat you a little different. The prices are a little different because they're going to make some money off the deal. But if you go there with hey, I'm already approved. My bank already approved me for X, Y, and Z. I need a car. I would, and don't tell them how much, because then they're going to try to give you a car up to that amount. So if you got approved for 20 grand, you see something that you like and it's 25, well, I ain't saying you could get it to 20, but you might. You might be able to get you a $23,000 car and get it down to 20 with tax, title, and license involved. Another thing you could do, if you're not able to get your bank to approve you, you can also shop online. Sometimes they are a little bit more expensive. What's going to make the difference for you is what your credit says. If your credit says you can get what you want, you can. But if it doesn't, you got to get what they can give you. And that's the thing y'all have to accept. Some of y'all need to be buying cash cars instead of financing because it's going to be through the roof. The house interest rates might be going down. The mortgages might be okay, but these car rates ain't going nowhere. The car price is going up. The interest rates may go down, but car prices have skyrocketed. If you don't believe me, go and look and see how much a pickup truck costs. Ridiculous. Okay. I'd rather pick you up in a wagon than to pick you up in a pickup truck and pay over $1,000 a month and a car note. Okay. Ridiculous. It says, okay, so I'm in there, girl. Only one stopping you is you. You got that right, and I ain't stopping myself no more. Will getting business credit affect my disability? Nope, because your business credit is on your business and your disability is on you, the person. So no, you can't have business credit, and it doesn't even show up in your credit report, so nobody knows. Okay. Picasso says pharmacy school been a tech for 28 years. I know that, right? If you've been a pharmacy tech, you definitely can do the job of a pharmacist. See what I'm saying? We have been not pushing ourselves to achieve the things that we should, but I'm gonna tell you, we need to go and achieve these things because AI technology is trying to come and knock us out the box. At least if I'm gonna go die, I'm at least want to look back and say I did all the things that I wanted to do, and I want y'all to be able to say the same thing. Okay? And again, we will find a way to make somebody else pay for it. Okay, that's the name of the game. Who gonna pay for you to go to school? A lot of places are. Okay. PT, Shamika, can you do a show on funding for ways to renovate a home? I'm seeking financing or ways to rehabilitate an older home. What state do you live in? Teach. Okay. Let me see what y'all saying real quick. Thank you, Olivia God. I do appreciate that again. Let me see what else. Any for medical school? To go to medical school, probably be very difficult, but I will tell you, you can go to medical school, get all the loans, and then go work for the government and let the government wipe those loans out. You got to have a plan. Don't just go to school because you got a passion. Not saying that you shouldn't, but you need to have a passion, a purpose, and a plan. All three of those P's work together. Okay. You're in Georgia. Okay. Send me a message and just say Georgia so then I'll remember and I'll look, because a lot of states do have programs. I know Florida has a lot of programs for renovating the houses because homeowners insurance is skyrocketing. Georgia, probably not so much so, yeah, because prices are so cheap. So Florida coming up and stuff, but I will look. Will applying for an EIN mess up disability? No, it has nothing to do with your personal self. Applying for an EIN, you are allowed to do it. The issue is if you are getting disability and making money from your business, you are not making money from your business. You only have business credit you only have business because you want to have business credit. So you haven't done anything wrong. Okay. I wish you much success. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. That is so very true. I was so nervous about even telling y'all because I was like, man, if I tell them, it's going to be real. But I heard God say, just tell them anyway, because now you're going to hold yourself accountable. Put it out there. Now you're going to have to do it. So I will be keeping y'all posted when I take this test soon, but I won't start until next year. Okay. It says, hey, how does filing bankruptcy affect you purchasing a home? You have to wait 2 years, Gemini twin, before you can purchase a house. If you are in debt and you want to buy a house, get out of debt, wait the 2 years and then go buy a house. No sense of carrying that debt as luggage and bringing it into your brand new home with you. That is how you end up going into foreclosure. Take the time to assess your situation and see if it is possible to pay your debts off or wipe them out and then go and get what you want. Everything is timing, and you want to do it right so that you do not have to do this again. Thank you, Mahalia. Says I'll make an excellent attorney. I appreciate that. Is there any culinary class going on anywhere that's what you want to do? A culinary class, that's really good. Ms. Nora, send that to me on Messenger and I will look and see. Probably not in the Brevard area. You're going to probably have to drive if you go, Orlando or something like that. But send me a message on Messenger and then I'll look for you, okay? All right. Do I need PG for business credit? Personal guarantee, you probably will. More than likely, nowadays, they're going to require that because people aren't paying their bills, which is why I said to get your credit right so that you can open up business credit. And then you don't got to worry about your personal credit no more because now you have business credit to rely on. So most cases, they will require a personal guarantee. Okay. Let me see. All right. Ooh, I know that's right. Y'all better. Are there any online classes for getting your GED? Miss Lisa, there is a school that you could do. You got to send me a message on Shamika Saves, I promise, because I already made a video of this on YouTube. This is a school they ship anywhere. Okay. They'll send you a book. You take the stuff at home. You mail your answers back in. They give you your GED, high school diploma that way. Okay. They made if you're in Florida, you can go to they probably have a virtual high school. Some states have virtual high schools, but if you just wanted to just get the diploma, I do know a high school that does that. And you can pay $300. GED is way cheaper. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not saying you have to do this. The GED is cheaper. Okay, they're free, but sometimes you don't have time to go to class. This place you're going to pay, but you're paying for the convenience, okay? So if you want, I'll send you the videos. I'll tell you about what it's like, and then I'll send you the link for the school, okay? It says, hello, completed dissertation for doctoral. What's the best way to pursue help without out-of-pocket debt? To pursue help with what, 330 out? To pursue trying to find a job or what? Let me know. Thank you for messaging me, Gemini Twin. Look at that. Ashworth. Check Ashworth College now, because Ashworth, let me check real quick, because Ashworth might be on the list for schools on the, let me check, because I know Ashworth was rinky-dink at one time, so I don't want y'all going there and then talk about what they said it on Shamika. Hold on, let me see. Okay, I stand corrected. Not Ashworth, they got Ashford. Okay, so Ashworth is good. I do know Ashworth College, so go check that out. Are there schools where one can get an accounting degree for free or on the low? Not an accounting degree, because accounting is a professional certification. Now, I can tell you where you can buy some certifications that sound real good. Send me a message and put on there accounting degree, and I'll see this page. They got all types of certifications you can buy. I didn't even know it was a thing, but you really can. Now, will they help you secure a high-paying job? I can't say. These look good. These are real programs. I don't know if the school is all that legit, but I'll send it to you, and then we can talk about it from there, okay? If facing an eviction, can you buy what? If you're facing an eviction, I don't want you buying anything, because we need to get this eviction going, okay? How do you start business credit? Well, you know what, Letitia, that's a good question, but I think that we should talk about that next Monday. But if you like to, Letitia, send me a message on my website or on Facebook, whichever one you got me, okay? And I will send you my little bite-sized checklist that tells you everything you need to do for business credit, okay? I went through this a couple Mondays. This is why y'all got to be here on Mondays, because I went through this. But I will go through it again, no problem. But send me your number, and I will send it. I will text it to you so that you can have it, okay? Yeah, Jessica, tell me what you're talking about. Oh, if you're facing an eviction, can you buy a house? Honey, if you're facing an eviction, please don't buy no house, because we are already starting to see a problem right now. So I would tell you no. If you're facing an eviction, one is probably going to be at the courthouse, which means unless it's settled, the bank's probably ain't even going to want to deal with you right now until you dealt with that case, because it's a pending case. And we need to find out why you're facing an eviction. If you're facing it because you just want to move, that's one thing. But if you're facing an eviction because you can't pay the bills, I wouldn't be looking to buy. Not at all. And I'm just keeping it real, okay? All right. It's Penn Foster. You can get it now. Let me tell y'all, if y'all trying to get a high school diploma for Penn Foster, just hit your girl up. I'll just make you one, okay? For entertainment and educational purposes only. Don't be paying Penn Foster for no high school diploma. Plus, half of y'all too old. Nobody going back to check that far anyway. Okay. All right. So it's after 8 o'clock. what can you lose during bankruptcy? You can lose when you have too much. So if you got, like this one family I did, they have 5 or 6 cars. The courts told them they had to turn in 2. And they needed to. And and the court said it's your choice, whichever 2 you want to turn in. And they turned in the 2 with the lowest value. And as soon as the bankruptcy was over, they went and bought 2 more brand new cars. I don't necessarily see bankruptcy as a loss, but yes, if you are in over your head, the whole point of bankruptcy is to help you get back to a point where you're okay. So if you have to give up something, it's only because it's necessary. But in some cases, you have what they call exemptions, where you can say, hey, I have this exempted, this can't be taken, or my state says I can put this much on this item, so now y'all can't take. There are things, okay, I don't want to get into too much into it, because again, it's different for everyone. But if they ever make you give up something, it's because you probably needed to give it up in the first place. But don't go into it thinking you will. Y'all ain't gonna lose y'all cars, y'all not losing y'all apartments, and the majority of y'all are not losing y'all houses because you only got one. People who give up their houses because they have a few. Okay. Any updates on using a CPN for an apartment? No updates on them, other than people are doing them. Some people getting caught and some people are not. That is, I don't talk about CPNs on my lives. I talk about those one-on-one with y'all, because one, I'm trying to get y'all not to use them in the first place. Okay. But that's a one-on-one thing. All right. In need of a grant writer for a new business, is this something you do? Yes, I help write grants, but see, me and AI together, me and ChatGPT, we will write the grant, okay? Because there is no such thing as anybody doing anything by themselves, especially when it comes to writing and or homework. And yes, I help with homework and writing papers. Me and ChatGPT, okay? But yes, I definitely can help you with that. Can you file bankruptcy if you're being charged for condo fees? Yes, you can file bankruptcy for condo fees. Bam, drop it on their ass. Okay. Any online assistance getting information technology certification? Yes, these are the questions y'all need to be dropping in my inbox, because this is the kind of stuff I can't pull it up because I'm on live and I can't tell y'all. But yes, there are schools that give you, and if you're a veteran, they got a bunch. The VA is about to open up some right now. Okay, Nicola, I have a friend who wants to divorce her husband but does not want to lose her house. What can she do? Well, we could talk a little bit, but that doesn't mean because she's getting a divorce, she's going to lose the home. Okay, so that's a too broad of a question, and it's after 8. And I don't want to be putting this person's personal business out there, because I'm going to have to ask personal questions to find out more information. So Miss Nicola, you got my number. Send me a text. Send me her address. Let me look it up, see who names on the house. Yes, I help with credit, Jessica Fly. Go to shamikasaves.com. Y'all send me these messages with these same questions and energy y'all got right now, because I'm about to go get on it right now. And y'all text me if you got my number too, so we can get that taken care of. But thank y'all for being here on this Monday. Y'all know I go through a whole bunch. And Shantavius, yes, please hit me up, Shantavius. Thank you. But y'all hit me up, and if it's anything I can help you with, I will definitely do this. Y'all be blessed, be encouraged, and I'll see y'all right back here next Monday. Happy Labor Day. And please know, there's more than one way to skin a cat in life, in everything. Okay? Dr. Denise, I'm about to go. Send me a phone. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.